have to say, I never believed it wouldn't work. I always believed I was going to figure it out. I grew up in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. My father owned a small chain of shoe stores, and I think it's there that I got my interest in retail. I had cousins that lived in Houston, and I would write in my diary, I love the Astrodome, and they have steak and ale. I went to the University of Alabama, where my parents had been as well. So I'm a senior, have excellent grades, I'm president of my school, and I apply to Foley's, which has an executive training program. And I received the following letter that says, Dear Miss Gurwitch, we at Foley's interview on 8 select college campuses, and the University of Alabama is not among them. My father, sensing my huge disappointment, suggested I toss the letter, take Southwest Airlines, and fly to Houston. I did just that, got the job, and enjoyed a 17-year career at Foley's. I loved my career at Foley's, but I was called to interview to be the executive vice president of Neiman Marcus, and I got that job. It just changed my whole path. I went from planning one-day red apple sales for Foley's to sitting on the front row, center seat at the Chanel show. I was one step away from being first woman CEO of Neiman Marcus, and I decided to toss it all away and to leave my very cushy first-class lifestyle at Neiman Marcus. Before I left, I wrote a business plan for myself on how would I build a cosmetics company. I didn't know how to name it, and Janet Gurwitch has no ring to it. I decided I needed a professional makeup artist. So I called the beauty editors of Vogue magazine, Harper's Bazaar, and asked them who are the world's top makeup artists. One of those women was Laura Mercier, and I licensed her name. I started Laura Mercier with my own money. I started it in Houston. We launched with Neiman Marcus 3 stores and Henry Bendel's in New York City. And then I really needed a partner, and I called my former colleagues at Neiman Marcus, and they said, we'd like to invest in you. They bought half of Kate Spade, another top brand, and 51% of Laura Mercier.
Janet was combining the no makeup look. She understood how to build the brand to really bring beauty into the next chapter of where beauty was going.
It worked very well with Neiman Marcus. They were great partners. And then in 2006, Kate Spade and I were called in and we sold. After I sold Laura Mercier, I still wanted to be in the game. The family that had owned Neiman's and Bergdorf's had started a private equity fund named Castanea. I was over beauty. It was a great experience for me because it got me on a third career, private equity.
I learned everything about private equity from Janet. She is considered the best of the best in the beauty side of private equity. She's determined, and she's wicked smart.
In late 2019, Castanea decided not to go forward. We had sold the 4 brands that we had together very successfully. I joined Advent, a global fund, about $90 billion, and they had just bought Olaplex, a hair brand. I had watched this brand have a meteoric rise, and we took it public actually in October 21 on NASDAQ.
Janet strikes me as someone who learns from experiences and builds on them. She's the only woman co-owner of the Houston Astros.
I was so fortunate because I am good friends with Jim Crane. In 2012, he was getting investors to buy the Astros, and I did join him on that, and he has been gracious to put me on the board, and I have just learned so much. Not to mention, I have 2 World Series rings with my name on it.
Janet understands that with success comes a responsibility of helping others. And Janet is drawn to the visual arts and supports the Museum of Fine Arts Houston as well as the Menil Collection. The Menil Collection is a museum that is a number of art buildings and green spaces in central Houston. Everything that we do is free and open to the public. And I think that's something that Janet really admires. She likes this idea that art is an integral part of human experience and that there should be barriers to it. And she's been so great about supporting that vision. One of the things that she does that's the most important to her is making sure to mentor young businesswomen and entrepreneurs.
Janet is one of the most successful mentors of women in the beauty industry. She's become an icon, building one of the strongest beauty brands ever. And that's due to Janet's foresight and her conviction. I just can't wait to see what Janet does next. She's full of energy. There's going to be several more chapters for Janet Gurwitch, and they're all going to be brilliant.